Hello, folks. We are here with another World Cup match here. We've got Australia versus USA-2 in the losers bracket after, just an incredible upset performance from Scotland against USA-2 and winners. So this will be interesting. We're opening up on Glacier. I have with me a lovely toast.
Yes, I'll be the cameraman.
The counterman. The adjacent man. Right, looks like we're having a few delays just now, but we'll get into the game as soon as we can. Australia was one of the first teams to play in this tournament, so it's actually been a while since I watched their game. If I remember correctly, there was some early game shenanigans from the French team.
Yes. And there were a lot of technical problems. I mean, there were like 2 out of 5 games dropped.
Oh,
No,
France
no,
2.
4 games. So it was like
Yeah.
first game drop, second game came through, which was like the proper first game, and then the third game, first attempt of the second game dropped again, and then it was
Okay,
fourth game.
looks like we're counting down, heading into the game on Glacier. This is a funky map.
It is.
Expansions are weird. You've kind of got your obvious natural if you're one of the players on the team. The other player kind of has to make do with the sort of 3-pile scraps left around the place.
Take out the enemy labs, this island would make
Yeah.
for some nice beachfront.
I don't actually know what the best way to go with that is.
Yeah, it's not a map that people are generally super practiced on. It's fairly new, and it's fairly daunting to sink your teeth into. A lot of people prefer picking standard stuff, but they have no choice here. We're seeing a lot of pings, probably from the Australia team, trying to figure out where all their money is. They're spawning down here in the south.
Seeing a henchman come out here. 1 rod for each of the players here on the Australian team, and 2 rods for each of the USA-2 players.
KV with the early scout. You love to see it. Wants to see if there's any cheeky early nonsense. It doesn't look like USA is going to pull anything funny, though going for some pretty standard stuff, which he shall hopefully notice and see. Seeing these 2 henchmen come forward from Ryan, so hopefully he's noticed that and will sense maybe something's afoot, maybe just a safe expansion take. But they're going an interesting route here, joining up with a henchman of Brandon's. Where are these men headed? There goes the creature chamber. Kind of a proxy chamber? I mean, it's really far from his base.
It's kind of central in between the... Oh, it's actually closer to home.
Yeah, we see a workshop coming down from Guan. This is a little scary. Here comes the one from Guan as well. That's an early 2 from 3 of the 4 players. KV only halfway done. This is a little rough. If the attack comes in, here's the stink from Ryan.
Oh, it's scorpions. Cheetah scorpions. Along with these skunks.
Poor Guan. He's set up his workshop. He's throwing down the generator. This is not where you want to be against this sort of aggression.
There's no chambers. There's no sound beams. This is going to be devastating.
Yeah, the chamber going down. We'll see if KV can do anything to help his ally, throwing down a chamber of his own, but there's already so much stuff on the field. KV fencing Ryan in on the left, just noticed that. But it doesn't look like Team USA is looking to expand anytime soon anyway.
This chamber is not going to finish.
Well, these offensive fences from Team USA.
It's going to go down before it's even built. Really bad.
That's rough. And another one falling as well. We'll see if KV can get some units up. He's got these AC Slaters, Bolus Spiders, Zebras just fighting in melee range with his Cheetah Scorp. That is not where you want to be. Here is Sid, though. He is a beefcake of his own right. But it's looking rough in Guan's base. He's got no henchmen. He's got partially built buildings scattered around the shop. A whole bunch of scorpions just looking to chew him.
He's about to lose his lab. That's an important building.
It's one of the most important.
I think Brandon might be overstating the importance of the lab there.
Brandon looking to expand behind this pressure. Good, because if KV can get his feet on the ground, they don't want to be falling too far behind. Even in a 2v1, if you're losing in the tech war, it can be rough to catch up. A lot of units here from KV here to defend. They actually might be able to hold off this, especially with the plague coming out from these rat lemmings, but the stink just makes this so awkward. Not able to kite it out. The cheetah scorpions are just too fast and they chew through the remaining forces. Stinking that sound beam as well, just to add insult to injury. That's just so much stuff. Good night, KV. And he blows the lab. And wow.
That's game one.
Really aggressive opener from Team USA there. Building their creature chambers a bit further out, going for a bit more of a standard opener, so maybe KV was a bit surprised after he'd scouted and seen that.
So. Yeah, it was hard to spot, and you can afford to put them that far away when you're using cheetah scorps. They just have the speed to close the distance on their own.
Exactly. Well, excellent showing from Team USA to open up this set. We will see if what map pick Australia will respond with. I suspect something good old-fashioned eroded forts, maybe. Maybe even a duos, if we're feeling spicy.
Let's see. Identical number of cheetah scorps produced by both of the US players.
Yeah, they have their strategy honed. They've had their warm-up games in. They came in swinging. They are not happy about being in the loser's bracket, and they are going to fight tooth and nail to push their way to the final.
I think I might have joined too soon here.
I think I might have done so as well. Alright, just waiting for KV to
join. Oh, I ruined it. I've been kicked.
Unbelievable. Deservedly, one might say.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got the green light. Let us crawl in like the animals we are. It will be interesting to see what map we will be heading to in this second game. Got Plateau hovered at the moment, but that seems to be some sort of placeholder.
What do you think Australia's thinking about their map pick? Do they want to play it safe, or want to try something crazy to catch the US off guard?
I don't know if they want to try anything crazy. I don't think this Australian team has done a lot of prep, and Team USA-2 has just come out with some wacky stuff on all maps. So I think they're going to pick something a bit more standard, maybe somewhere they can share a base. KV's just down with Plateau. He's just riding with the wind. We'll see what Guan's thinking. He's already readied up. Don't think either of the Australian players actually really care what map they're going to. They're just going to try their best no matter what. You'll love to see it. Traditional Australian attitude. Just whatever. That wasn't acceptable. Yeah, Guan's happy with Plateau. Is this some psychological tactics from Team USA?
They've just turned the loser's pick into a winner's pick.
I love the Australian team. I wish they were playing more games, but this might be their last one of the tournament. We will see if they can clutch it.
It's a shame they keep getting taken out by these aggressive openings, because they always do something interesting once they get going. And that's what we want to see.
Oh, I want to see it. And Plateau might be a better map for it. Hopefully they'll be able to stave off any early aggression. It can be a bit difficult to help your teammate on this map, just with all the chokes in between. You can just get caught out on your way. And we shall see what we have in store. Ryan, you're holding up this game. Pick one of your strange, bizarre armies. KV throwing out another pre-made, using a water army on Plateau. That's interesting. but will allow him to harass the islands early on if Team USA decide to go for a more macro-heavy opener. Yeah, there we go. The pick for Ryan. You'll love to see it. And off into the game we go. Plateau is an interesting map. You have only 4 coal piles at your base coal, so you can have a bit of a slower start. You do have a very safe expansion right next door in your base, but investing the coal into a workshop that early does set you behind a little.
After we take out the
Also,
enemy labs,
plenty of
this island would
geysers.
make us some
Geysers
nice
here, 1, 2,
beachfront
3.
property.
Geysers there, 1, 2, 3. And
Yeah,
one in your
geysers
base.
galore, but none of them super defensible, except obviously the one at home. But
And the cliff geysers, if you get an early gyrocopter, you'll have those safe for a while, unless
yeah,
your
but
opponent's doing the exact same thing.
yeah, investing into that early gyrocopter can cost you more than it's worth, though. Having a look around the bases, we're seeing pretty standard stuff.
Oh,
Early
something's
henchmen coming
happening
out from
here.
Guan. Oh, that's 3 pulled from Ryan. That's a lot.
It's a big fence
Guan
here.
with the Joseph fence. You love to see it. But
Oh,
unfortunately,
it's a synchronized double Joe fence.
oh, he's actually. Oh my goodness! What a play from Ryan to just be like, okay, I see you guys. You want to hole up? I'm taking mid. And well, there's so much coal in mid. It's really where it's focused. It's the only 5 coal expansions on the map. So
Yeah.
getting that early and getting a foothold there just
Beachhead's
gives you
just
so
happy
much
to take
control.
this island.
He's like, sure, man, you do what you. I'm gonna take this one that's between us. No
Here's
one
the
can hurt me
question.
here.
How much does it actually cost you, this fence?
How many pieces are there? KV's one we've got 5, 10, 13. So I cannot do maths at this hour of the day, so I'm not even going to try. But it's not expensive. It's a little bit of coal and a little bit of electricity. But we see a third Joseph fence, unprecedented from Brandon. Ryan's just he's the only one with social skills right now. He's really putting himself out there. Everyone else is just putting up all these barriers, these walls, not letting anyone in. I have to give KV the most points for his fence. Absolute perfect diagonal. Everyone else kind of just scattering things this way, that way, forward and back ways.
It's just not the proper way of doing it.
Yeah. Props to KV for this. I'm loving it. Also, props to Sarion for the team color fences. They are so cute.
So it looks like all the players are in this for the long haul. No crazy rushing strats here.
But you gotta think Ryan's probably the happiest to take it long. He's settled in mid. He's got all his rods here. Hopefully there will be no artillery assaults on that workshop to take them all out at once. That's a tip I read on Impossible Creatures Planet back in 2005. And I'm loving the symmetrical rod placement from Guan in his base. A little bit off-center. It looks like he's trying to build some sort of Megazord giant mech robot with his lab. That would certainly be a fearsome addition to any army. Ryan already getting his clinics down. Nothing's really happening, but
We've
you've
got
got
a
to think that
camel pillar coming for the middle.
he's just having a look around. That sight radius buff really coming in clutch this patch. This camel can see everything.
Cliff Kaiser's been grabbed by Guam.
Yeah. I mean, it's just KV's got these 2 generators down south and the one at home, but Brandon's got these ones in the Western Safe expansion, Guan taking his one. The top expansion untouched, unmarred by the stench of mankind. But you gotta think that USA is quite happy to play this out. I mean, they're settled in mid. Brandon's quite happy to take these expos. A gyro coming out, he's going to claim that Cliff Geyser, and that's going to be money in the bank.
That's level 3 for KV.
First to 3, let's see what pressure he can put on. And the fence from Brandon actually is going to buy him a lot of time if he comes in from the south. We've got some Tarmacs coming out. Garfrogs. These guys, they're level 3s. But do they look like level 3s? The answer is no, they're quite small. Here we go. It's quite content to keep expanding, keep building, keep upgrading. There we go. All 3 players hitting 3. But KV's had a chance to get a few boys up on the go. Let's see if he can do any damage before the Garden Spythons. What year is this? First, the walk stitches? Wait, these aren't spitting Spythons. These have web throw. These have web throw. That's animalistic, Brandon. I'm not sure I can forgive that.
They're gonna get taken out though. No web throws coming out.
We've got some polar bunks and whoring mantises from Ryan in mid. Upgrades galore on these mantis horses, but they are not amphibious, so this fence, this rickety fence, will actually be able to stave off the assault. These digging stinkers won't even be able to make it through. There they go, unburrowing, just to sort of show Guan what he's up against.
These fences are not upgraded, so they will chew through them.
Guan also has the web throw Garden Spython. What is... Who are you people? Some heavy damage going on to Brandon's western island here. These frogs getting their money's worth. He's just producing more at home. Level 4, 75% done for KV or thereabouts. No one else even looking in that direction. KV is playing strong, getting a gyropad of his own, but nothing left. Oh wait, there's actually more cliff geysers than I gave this map credit for. He's going to claim that final one, it looks like.
More
Guan with
action
2
in
of
the
his own.
northeast. Guan's base is now wide open for these horses.
Oh, this is gonna be rough. These velvet worm garfish, they are so slow. Look at them slowly trying to pull in. There's
Oh,
the
and the
stink
sting.
going down.
Let's see
You
what's
gotta
going
think
on
this
here.
web throw will actually buy him quite a lot of time if he just gets off. There it is. That's so good for Guan. It will allow him to buy some
But there's
time.
so many horses.
The assault is relentless, but KV is now level 4. Why do 2 players have Garden Spythons with web throw? What's happening?
I don't know. I don't make the rules.
Who are you people?
Alright, lab defense coming up.
Yeah, we'll see how long he can hold. He does have a lot of electricity income right now, so this lab defense will run to temperature. Let's see if he can buy enough time for KV to do some damage. He's halfway to 5.
Oh wow, that might be too greedy.
No one's even looking for 4 yet, but no, with Guan's lab defense, I mean, ideally, Ryan wants to start putting pressure on KV's front as well, but he's just not doing it. The level 4 range coming in to the west for KV, but they're just getting webbed up and snapped up. The camo actually a funny sort of semi-counter to web because they do go invisible when they stand still.
He's starting to build up a good mass of these.
He is 10% away from being done with 5. That's Ryan just starting level 4. KV might have this one.
And there's plenty of temperature left on that lab defense, so he could definitely be rescued here.
I mean, that level 5 noise has got to give you the shivers if you're Team USA. You have got to be peeing.
I don't even think they can really deal with these level 4s coming out from KV, let alone when the 5s start popping.
Here comes Mac.
It's Mac.
He's already upgraded. He's huge. He's ready to do some damage.
But where will he go first? There's so many targets.
Oh, he's already pressuring Ryan's mid-expo.
Yeah.
The top island's been in Guan's control for a while. That's actually a lot of war chambers. If his lab temperature is 75% done, he's got a lot of units in the war, but these flyers are actually picking them off before they can come in. We'll see if KV will be able to defend. I don't think so, but he is on the offense. Oh, he's doing a Mac drop! It's a Mac drop in Brandon's base!
There it is.
This has got to be rough for Brandon. He's not yet fully restaffed his Island Expo. There's some henchmen just standing watch. But these are level 5 units in his home base. He's trying to frantically get creature chambers
but
down.
the lab defense has just run out. Guanlong is going to die. He's out. Can KV do this on his own?
We're seeing a big counterattack from Brandon. This fence, well, this forward gyropad will actually spot the assault first. We'll see, is his production being able to keep up? There's some more max coming out. taken to the west, but he will need to come home to defend with something. These level 4 ranges staving off the assault from Ryan's units in the north, and the Pythons are slowly chewing through the fences. They have regen, that damage is not going to stick, but more mechs, they continue to come out, but the web throw will be able to hold them back, and maybe these horse mantises will be able to chew through the forest. But Brandon's base is in shambles. Mac ripping things to pieces. They're rushing to build these sound beams on the high ground, but there's still range units here. It's not all Mac all the time, though it really should be.
Oh, the web coming into any.
Oh, and we've got some squid turtles as well. Oh, but Mac is so beefy. That is a lot of effective HP. If he gets this defense upgrade, there's Brandon at 5, but his economy has been cut to pieces. At least he can finally resume hench production, but he is not feeling good right now. Let's see how long KV can keep this up.
Well,
Got a few.
He does have 4 fully upgraded gens with grid upgrades, so that'll fund some production of at least some level 5s, and I think he'd be able to take his base back. And then KV has to continue the game now without the momentum he had before, and he's down 1 player.
Yeah, and we see Ryan claiming Guan's base for his own. He's not looking for 5. This might be his no level 5 army, but Brandon's got nothing mining at home, and he's got these porcupine killer whales coming out to defend. And these fully upgraded gens are quite hard to deal with, but finally it looks like KV's able to defend, but this web throw slowing things down so much, it will eventually take out all these units. Poor focus from Team USA, not taking out as many henchmen as they probably should have with that attack. KV's still mining from that bottom expo, but he needs to start putting himself out there, taking this bottom mid expansion maybe. He's cleared out Brandon's base, he's just trying to recuperate.
He's going for another drop.
Oh, I don't think that's a terrible idea, but he needs to keep this unit production up. He needs to get the offense back. I mean, Ryan still hasn't reclaimed this mid expansion. Still producing level 4s. Is he on his way to 5 yet? He is 20% of the way there. You gotta think that that's the clock that KV's on. He needs to do some serious damage before that comes
I don't really
through.
think there's a clock. I don't see a way KV can win this.
But as you say that, the max pouring in on Brandon. There's not much here to defend. He actually picks up another one. Where's he going with this singular Mac?
Oh, there's plenty of flyers coming in. What's Mac gonna do about that?
Mac's gonna ignore these flyers for quite some time. That being said, with the upgrades, they are doing some pretty significant damage. That is quite a lot, and the Rhino Piranhas chewing through them on the front. I think he needs to be producing more of these range units, and he has a few on the western side. He's going to take out this Brandon cheeky expansion. The workshop placement from KV is slightly off-centered. Blame Brandon for that. But here come the cheaplings. They're coming down the south. Will KV be able to hold some croc porks as well? And there's the level 5 from Ryan. If there's much hope left for KV in this one. It was looking pretty good for a moment, but I think he needed to keep that pressure up for just a little bit harder. If he had maybe pressed harder into Ryan's base, because there wasn't actually that much there to defend. Those level 3 melees would not have matched up well against those level 5s. But great showing from KV there. It's a shame that was Australia's final gambit in the tournament. I would have loved to see them play more with their carefree attitude, but USA-2 moving on in the losers bracket.
Let's see if we can talk to the players.
Let's see if we can get some of them over.
Let's hop into the Australian team chat, shall we?
Oh, why not?
Hello.
Good games, guys.
Hello.
We have come to chat to you about those games. How do you feel after playing those games?
I could have done better, but I'm still satisfied with myself. Did the best I could.
Yeah, I think that first game, I think it was just poor scouting. I think that would have killed almost anyone in your position. That was a really aggressive early game from Team USA there. So it's hard to argue about that first one. But that second game, I mean, you were taking a lot of punches, Gwen, and you held on long enough for KV to get to 5, and that almost swung it. So, how about yourself, KV? How do you feel about playing those games?
Yeah, it's a pretty tough series, I guess. Doubles is, I mean, 2v2 is like, there's a lot of stuff you can do, I guess, that I don't really, don't have a lot of familiarity with. But yeah, so the first game was pretty hard. Like, I don't feel like nothing really happened. You know what I mean? It's just sort of over before it began. And when it's double rush like that, it's very hard to hold.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, game 2, I don't know. Game two, I didn't play probably aggro enough. I probably shouldn't have gone to level 5. I probably just should have stayed at level 4. And if I had stayed 4, made just way more units and like airdropped some into both bases, I think I maybe could have carried. But I don't know. When I hit 4, I just had like so much resource that I was like, well, if I just hit 5 here, maybe I could just 2v1 and win the game. But I needed to kill green faster. I needed to not try to 2v1. I needed to do But anyway, it was a tough game.
I mean, USA, a very strong team, a great performance nonetheless. Loved to just watch you guys play. Loved your carefree attitude about the map pick. I thought that was brilliant.
I mean, I don't really understand. Like, I'm not super familiar with the format of how all the stuff works, but I thought after game 1 that Plateau would be good because he could fence himself in. And that way we don't get rushed.
Definitely bought a lot of time there. So
I thought, not getting rushed meant that we might be able to. But we did have more of a chance. It was definitely a more competitive game.
I felt Plateau definitely suited me.
Yeah. Great showing, guys, and I guess we'll hop into the USA chat and see what they're thinking.
Chat with them.
All right, folks. How about yourselves? How are you feeling about that series of games?
I can't believe that Guanlong had the exact same web throw unit as me.
Yeah.
That honestly broke my brain.
Oh, that was very I was like looking for good web throw units just right before, and I was just astounded that he had the exact same one. It's so funny. But it worked really well. Web throw is good.
It bought so much time against those level 5 melees when you were putting the assault on the base.
Yeah, like at first, when I very first started, I was attacked unexpectedly by KV, and I was like, uh-oh. So I tried to pump out web throw units, and they were awful. They were just dying. But when you have like a mass of them and you can alternate back and forth, then it's really, really good.
Yeah, they're really hard to use when they come out of spawn because you don't spawn with full endurance. So once you've had a bit of time to build them up, then they really come into their own. Great showing. So how much did you plan going into that first game? You did your really aggressive double stink Cheetorpian rush.
Yeah, we planned a little bit. I mean, we knew what we were gonna do going into it, and we've practiced that one time. On that map, but we've done double Cheetah Scorp rushes a few other times in practice, and really the map, if you get the distance right, the map doesn't matter too much. But it was definitely rehearsed to do that, and we decided to go for Guanlong first, intentionally, knowing the spawns as well.
Yeah. That's fairly reasonable play. Great showing, and I want to know specifically what emotions went through your head when you saw KV hit 5 before either of you had hit 4.
Yeah. Shit came out.
It reminded me. So when I first fenced myself, it reminded me of me and KV's first game together, like a year and a half ago. It was on tier, and he saw me fence him off on tier, and then he just like looked at the fence and then left with his henchmen, and then he just ended up crushing me. Gets to level 5 and crushed me, and he said, "Yeah, I saw your fence," and I just said, "Well, you know, if he's just gonna turtle and macro, then I feel like I can do that better than him." And so that flashed back to my head right then, and I was like, "Oh, geez, he can just macro better than me," and got to 5. And I was so scared, but the the web throw really saved the day, I think, on that.
Yeah, that definitely just bought you so much time, and you were able to just sort of double him down with all the leftover units used to take out Guanlong, and yeah, you won the game. So great showing from you guys. And I believe you're. Well, let me open up the bracket actually.
Yeah, they're advancing, and they're going to face Africa in the next game.
Oh, maybe we'll be able to catch them this weekend even. That'd be great.
That would be pretty good.
How are you feeling
Well,
about that
best of
matchup?
You know, I haven't paid attention to their games too much recently. I've just been focusing on Australia and also just kind of getting together with Ryan a little bit just to do practices between us after we lost to Scotland. We just gotta grind, you know, and make sure that we're in sync and practice together. So haven't been thinking too much about specific matchups, but I'm feeling pretty good about Africa. I think we can take them.
Nice to see the confidence, and best of luck in your next match. And well, I think that's enough. I think we can close the
I
recording
don't
off
think
here.
Africa stands a chance, in my opinion.
Well, you unfortunately have to support them now, because if they don't win the tournament, then you lost to non-tournament winners, and we can't have
Yeah.
that.
You don't want to lose to losers, is that right?
You don't want to lose to losers. Exactly right. You guys have a responsibility, but then again, there's a losers bracket, so it's you and France both have a responsibility to win. Otherwise, it's not.
All right. Well,
All right. Well,
Yep.
GG's
thanks
guys.
for the games, guys.
Again.
Yeah, GG's.
Catch you this round.
Good game.
GG's.
Good games. And now I'm going to wrap up the recording.